Good afternoon and welcome. It's a Super Saturday and it's a double header here in the Champions League. winger for Supersan. And here's the MORAGASMULLA 11. Ayanta Shavinda between the sticks. Mohammad Shifan, the skipper. Mohammad Kathim, Hansa Kalhar, Tisara De Silva, Pubudu Sakulanda, the goal scorer. And here's the kickoff in this afternoon fixture. Supersan kicking off proceedings from the left to right of your screen. Here's Mohammad Riflan. Had a pretty decent game in his previous outing against Police SC, but couldn't find the back of the net with Police SC defense coming in strong. And Police yesterday did beat Matara City pretty comprehensively, 5-0. Second throw in rather of the game. Here's the skipper, Bonsu, trying to find his right winger. And Shamal Ahmed, yet again a failed pass from one of the Supersan players. Not the most promising starts from both these sides. And here's Supersan going forward. Scrappy start so far from both these sides. Haven't found their mark yet, Supersan SC and MORAGASMULLA United. Clearing the alliance, Supersan SC. Here's Supersan. Ismail Abumare, the number 9, was decent in his first game, but yet again couldn't find the back of the net. Ismaila. Throw-in taken shot from Supersan. Not the prettiest piece of defensive work from the MORAGASMULLA centre half. Here's the coach and manager for Supersan, Pakir Ali, one of the experienced managers going around in Sri Lanka. Good take from Ayanta Shavinda, spreading the play. Here's MORAGASMULLA United switching defense into attack. And in the meantime, and I've joined with my co-commentator for this evening, Deshan Gonawala. Good afternoon, Deshan.
Good afternoon, Atif. It's a warm, sunny day here in Colombo as we saw in the preview for this game. It was quite the opposite yesterday. A rather gloomy evening in what was a goal fest of a return to Champions League football here in Sri Lanka after a short break that we took in light of the situation here in the country and the adverse weather. And what a start it was yesterday after a small break. We assumed that things might be a little rusty for both teams, but instead we saw absolute dominance in both the games that we saw. Sri Lanka Transport Board in particular absolutely torn apart in the second kickoff, while in the first game as well, Mathura City FC losing sight of everything and anything they've probably prepared for, but it sets us up nicely for this game here today. MORAGASMULLA SC now with an opportunity. What a fantastic defense splitting pass. Here's an opportunity to get the ball into the box, and I don't know what he was trying to do there. You'd assume that he would have taken a shot away given how close he was to goal, but instead Dhanushka Madhushankar, I don't know if he tried to get a shot away but couldn't quite get the right amount of purchase, but it looked like a scuffed pass across the box. But as you were saying, set up nicely from a neutral perspective in terms of some entertaining football this game after two high-scoring one-way traffic games to start off the return to the Champions League, Atif.
Indeed, definitely. It was a 13-goal day yesterday. Mathura City torn apart by Serad, torn apart by their opponents yesterday in the afternoon game, and New Star scoring 8 goals past the SLTB.
Here's another look at that effort there. Very sloppy from MORAGASMULLA SC, and very, very nearly an opportunity for Super Sun, but nothing doing. And the resultant free kick, resultant throw-in also leading to an infringement, but that was fantastic defending on the part of Mohammad Shifan in the number 4 shirt, the skipper, but it was all down to some careless work down at left back that created a chance out of nowhere. And as much as we did see the goals over the course of the game yesterday, what was apparent was in both the two losing sides, they were rather rusty. They didn't have the combinations. I would even go on to say they didn't have the right level of match fitness. And before we can point the finger and suggest that at this level that these teams should be up to the mark, let's not forget that the devastation that was caused did affect a lot of these teams and their training facilities. A lot of the grounds were waterlogged for weeks on end, and that is purely from a professional and sporting level. But beyond that, a lot of the players that are coming out to represent their clubs were affected on a personal level as well. So it hasn't been an easy period from which all these players are coming back into the game.
Indeed, that being said, SLTB weren't at their best in week number 1 as well. They did concede 6 goals against Serendib SC, and in the meantime, Super Sun SC have managed to draw a foul in a very tempting position.
And here's an opportunity now to put the ball into the box. Super Sun, they've got some tall lads over there. And standing over this one is that danger man, the number 17, Kamara Jr. Can he wrap his foot around this? He does. Here's an opportunity. I think he goes for goal. The goalkeeper does well to be alert to it. Ayanta Shavinda.
Ayanta Shavinda continuing his good work. Had a brilliant second half against Pelican SC in week number 1. Almost carried MORAGASMULLA SC single-handedly, Ayanta Shavinda. And here's that replay of the free kick from Kamara Jr.
Departure from the technique we saw yesterday in the first game, where two of the goals conceded by Matara City FC were down to stark goalkeeping errors. Anant Shavinder showing exactly how you need to parry the ball when you are not quite comfortable catching it away from the goal and towards the touchline. Whereas yesterday, so if any kids are watching what you saw yesterday, where the block by the goalkeeper was put straight into the path of the striker in front of the 6-yard box. That was fantastic work in terms of technique by the MORAGASMULLA goalkeeper.
Indeed.
A cheeky bit of fouling there and just a bit of argy-bargy between the MORAGASMULLA number 17 Dilan Madhushankar and number 4 Shamal Ahmed. I beg your pardon, that was number 11 Pubudu Sakulada. Just getting his feet, just getting stuck in rather, both the players. You like to see that. Gives the game a little bit of bite as well.
Here's Riflan. Give and go. Riflan into the box. Beautiful work from Riflan. Couldn't get the end product. Good defensive work from MORAGASMULLA.
Supersan has definitely been the more imposing of the two sides, with MORAGASMULLA on the defensive. But still, Supersan have been unable to carve out what was a clear-cut opportunity, and I would even potentially go on so far as to say that MORAGASMULLA have had the better clear-cut chances since the game has begun. But here is a chance to change that now for Supersan. Supersan down this right flank.
Raish Ahmed gives it to the skipper with a brilliant ball and cooking it a bit too much. Kamara Binsu had the right ideas, but a bit too much on that occasion to find the head of Riflan Ahmed in the far post.
Here's an opportunity now, but well defended again by the men in the yellow shirts. It's tactically very interesting here to see how they kind of set up. It's almost like Michael in the number 8 shirt is playing as a yellow card, but perhaps, but nothing doing. I think Raish Ahmed there getting away with one, but like I was saying, Michael is playing almost as a sweeper. It's something you don't really see a lot of at the moment in world football. All these teams playing a very tight line, potentially even a high line in some cases, but that is what has been opted for by Coach Nizam Pakir Ali. Coach Pakir Ali, of course, with those years of experience overseas, as well as his experience coaching the Sri Lankan national team. And hopeful effort, but wasted in the end, and really need to be making those opportunities count, and at the very least testing the keeper. But Cicero de Silva's effort just skied over.
Very different approaches taken by these two sides. Supersan SC opting to build their play from the back, but MORAGASMULLA going for that high ball, long ball approach. What do you think? And we saw MORAGASMULLA United did manage to secure a point with their approach in the previous week. And what do you think these two teams having two different approaches?
Well, I think as of now nothing separates the two teams, but if you were to look at it, I think from a lay perspective, I think Supersan have been the dominant force so far, dominating possession and their position on the field. But like I said, MORAGASMULLA SC have had their moments and arguably the more clear-cut chances of the two. But it's just always that first goal that really changes how the game kind of pans out. That momentum, that initial burst of momentum, so important for both teams.
Definitely. And here's MORAGASMULLA SC yet again with their long ball strategy. Supersan driving it forward through Riflan Mohammed. Riflan didn't get the perfect connection with his cross. And it's almost a rarity nowadays, a centre half taking the goal kicks, Deshan. And Ayanta Shavind has not been taking the goal kicks for MORAGASMULLA SC rather. And it's quite interesting to see the centre half stepping in to take the goal kicks.
Absolutely, could be a number of reasons. I think maybe a little bit of a niggle or just as a precautionary measure, but you're right. A lot of teams now tend to have their centre backs fall back almost on the edge of the box and really split the centre backs. That gives them an extra man that lets them play out the back, but MORAGASMULLA seems to prefer the very old school tactic of having a defender take your goal kicks, and here's an opportunity now to break. They've got support, but a very hopeful pass coming in, going nowhere, but you could understand on that occasion what Thisara De Silva was trying to do. Whether it was a realistic proposition, well, that proved otherwise. Really need to be doing better there. You need to get that shot out early. And once again, Thisara De Silva losing the ball to Supersan.
And here's Riflan with plenty of space. Good piece of football and takes the shot from range. He needs to be hitting the target, the Supersan number 12. Hasita Priyankar. It was smart piece of play from Danushka Madhushankar, winning that free kick for MORAGASMULLA.
As the game has rolled in, closing in on the 20-minute mark, Atif, it's been less than inspiring football from both teams. Apart from that clear-cut opportunity MORAGASMULLA SC had that they really fluffed. Not seen many clear-cut chances. Here's an opportunity though. The keeper making no mistake in taking that one down. But as I was saying, neither team has really been able to cut the other team open so far. And to be fair, the quality of football has left a lot to be desired. Both teams, there's no initiative in the game yet, but I suppose that will kick off as the game progresses, and there's a bit more fatigue in the legs. There is a bit of tiredness, and really the decision making also can be that millisecond slow, and I think that's where things can change.
Definitely, and with the time goes on, we'll be hoping to see some more fluid football. And as you mentioned, we can see some tiredness and fatigue from these players. It may be because of lack of football, lack of consistent football they've been playing in the past couple of years. They have not been playing, rather, in the past couple of years. Here's Riflan Muhammad for Supersan SC. Good bit of work, and possession given away very cheaply by Supersan. They have to be very proactive in that final third. Almost Supersan SC, almost from that beautiful cross by Kamara Jr. Hasita Priyankara, not the first time he has taken a shot, and this time he was agonizingly close to score for Supersan SC.
Fantastic work there by Hasita Priyankara in particular to adjust his body. That ball came at him fast from Kamara, but he adjusted his body, got almost the right direction, got the right amount of power behind it as well. And here is another round of attacks to have to deal with. Hasita Priyankara this time sends the ball in, hopeful cross. Not quite the finished product, but he's enjoying himself there.
Definitely. Good signs shown by Supersan SC in this past 3 minutes or so. Very positive signs going forward. Supersan. Yet again, high and hanging long ball from the Moragasmulla SC centre half. There's Madhusanka with the through ball. Has no men inside the box. Hasita Priyankara tries to keep the position for Supersan.
Supersan SC with a shot from distance, very, very nearly catching the keeper off guard, and good work on the part of that man between the sticks for Moragasmulla SC. Anta Shavinda staying alert.
Kamara to Michael. Beautiful bit of play from Supersan. And here's the number 7, Hansa Kalhar, to Hasita Priyankara. Priyankara with the cross, and shout is for a handball, but referee says otherwise. Beautiful through ball from Moragasmulla United, and they have launched a counter attack, and good pace of goalkeeping, and good signs from Moragasmulla as well, catching the Supersan defense off guard with their counter attack. Kalhar yet again finds Priyankara. Beautiful from Priyankara.
Just looking for something that wasn't there, Priyankara, and fantastic defending. Moragasmulla SC's centre backs outnumbering Hasita Priyankara there, and Hasita Priyankara looking for an infringement, but not quite the right intensity or intense enough for the referee to grant a foul or a penalty in that case. And once again, fantastic bout of defending on the part of Super Sun SC Shamal Ahmed. The referee just having a word, telling him to take it easy, and a yellow card also being shown. And a quick water break here amidst the heat in Colombo. Both teams just taking a breather. Just having another look at that yellow card. The man in the number 17 shirt for MORAGASMULLA SC, Dilan Madhushankar. Unnecessary, cheap yellow card. Nizam Pakir Ali barking orders to his chargers, and he doesn't seem to be pleased with the end product that they've had so far.
They do have 4 foreign players up their ranks, but still none of them have shown signs of domination. But nevertheless, there's plenty of time to be played, and Super Sun SC will be looking forward to go home with all 3 points.
The referee just blowing the whistle for the teams to head back onto the pitch. Some final words of advice. Hasn't been easy watching, has it, Atif? Both the teams not really showing much finished product. A lot of ping pong football almost, the ball moving back and front.
Almost a game of hot potato. The position has been switched quite regularly, and none of these teams have managed to keep a regular position up their sleeves. But that being said, the game will resume after that short water break. I did see some of the MORAGASMULLA SC. Sun. Very tantalizing delivery from Kamara Binsu. Did not find his number 9, Abu Mere. And MORAGASMULLA SC will be breathing a sigh of relief. And here's Riflan down the wing for Super Sun. Beautiful bit of play from Kamara Jr. Referee shows advantage for MORAGASMULLA SC. Here's Danushka Madhushankar.
Should have brought that down there. He had the time and the space, but he went for the speculative. And now Super Sun on the counter. Ball being spread across to the opposite ends of the pitch. And now a fantastic opportunity to get a cross in, and yes, he does. The right idea, but the defender getting in the way. Very nearly there, and you'd have assumed that was that, but fantastic goalkeeping on the part of Ayanta Shavin. The ball did come at him, to be fair, but still the presence of mind to get down and block it. Here's another look at that very close opportunity. Ismail Abumere thought he had put it in. Once again, Ayanta Shavin, the coming up props. And another corner now.
Here's another look of that opportunity. Ismail Abumere. And here's a Kalhar with yet another corner for Supersan. Supersan have shown some good signs from their dead ball situations, and all of their set piece takers have done a decent job so far, finding their men in the box quite regularly.
Cross coming in. Fantastic effort, and very nearly an opportunity on the second phase, but the referee says nothing doing, blows the whistle, so it is a turnover in possession. Now, an opportunity for MORAGASMULLA SC. They've been under pressure, the most of the two teams, so an opportunity for them to get rid of it, but they've given it straight back to Supersan. Very nearly giving the ball away, and not very happy getting stuck in there, Dilan Madhushankar. The fourth official getting in the way, and a bit of a tap between Shamal Ahmed and Dilan Madhushankar, putting that case to rest. Priyankara, Ismail Abumere very nearly manages to find his teammate but doesn't.
Tisara De Silva with a beautiful diagonal ball finds Dilan Madhushankar, but the ball given away yet again very cheaply from MORAGASMULLA SC. Not the best of decisions taken by the Supersan midfielders. Here's Kamara Jr. Yet again Ayanta Shavin coming out of his blocks, and Riflan Muhammad. Hansa Kalhara with the cross, and good defensive work from the MORAGASMULLA centre half. It's their number 7, Raish Ahmed, coming to the rescue for MORAGASMULLA. Here's Priyankara.
Hasta Priyankara with the right idea, but the execution just wanting once again, and that's been the story of the game so far. Near misses, near hits. That final little element that you want to work, not quite clicking for either team so far.
Indeed. Both the teams yet to find their mark in this game. 35 minutes have gone by, but still both the teams have not shown the promise that we are expected from these two sides.
Don't forget, if you're in and around the Colombo area in what is a beautiful Saturday evening, here at the racecourse ground. Swing by. Join us for some enthralling action here at the Football Federation's premier event at the second division level, the Champions League. And a little bit of effort there to try and break through that white wall of defense, but Raisha Ahmed having no luck. But MORAGASMULLA SC now with the chance to break. And now MORAGASMULLA again winning the ball in a dangerous area. That again turned over. And this is what we were talking about, Atif. High levels of possession turnover on both sides. And that is one of the big reasons these teams have been unable to break them down. A speculative pass once again by Raisha Ahmed. But he had a clearer option. Yes, as we were saying, you need to do the basics right first before you try to do the big things.
Definitely Raisha Ahmed trying to find his number 9 with a through ball, but failing to do so. And as we speak, Super Sun has won a corner kick, and Raisha Ahmed will be under the dead ball for Super Sun. Has been pinpoint with his delivery into the box, Raisha Ahmed, so far. And he has plenty of men in the box as well.
Commentators curse there. Antishavin, they're not doing very well, but manages to get the ball out anyway. MORAGASMULLA SC on the break immediately turns over possession. Fantastic defensive work by the Super Sun midfield to track back and outnumber the MORAGASMULLA attackers almost immediately.
Priyankar tried to be a bit too cute with that back heel touch.
Straight to the keeper once again from MORAGASMULLA SC. Ball coming in here, and very well done by the keeper to get that one away, and suddenly MORAGASMULLA SC has burst into life. Inamul Hassan, I don't think he was expecting that, but he does well to react. It's very difficult when you haven't had much action for a while, and suddenly you are called in to make a very important save.
Indeed, very well done from Inamul Hassan. From Super Sun's point of view, MORAGASMULLA out of nowhere created a chance, and as we speak, Super Sun SC Super Sun SC have drawn the first blood through their number 9, Abu Mere. All against the run of play. Super Sun SC breaking the deadlock here at Racecourse International Stadium. Beautiful finish from the number 9, Ismail Abu Mere.
Fantastic work from Abu Mere. Driving run, takes his defender on, and just slots it past the keeper, and that's what you love to see, a proper striker's finish on that occasion. Covers nearly a third of the pitch with that run, and the skipper for MORAGASMULLA SC unable to do much there, Mohamed Shifan, but Ismail Abu Mere, a powerful run, and just down by the touchline here for us as well. Potential substitution on the cards. Niranjiva Rajapaksha was considered as a possible substitute, but coach Nizam Pakir Ali has now changed his mind.
Less than 4 minutes to go in this first half. Here's the goal scorer Ismail Abu Mere. Tisera De Silva with a shot in hope for a goal, but
that is the beauty of a goal, Atif, and you just saw beneath us potential substitution on the cards for Super Sun SC, and suddenly coach Nizam Pakir Ali has decided, no, we are not going to make that change anymore. And instead, at that potential flag, yes, it is offside. Acres offside on that occasion, but immediately what you can see is the nature of the conversation has now changed, and the halftime team talks that were planned for MORAGASMULLA SC has also now become substantially more different in the face of that goal, and that is what a goal can do for you.
Definitely, and Super Sun SC will be hoping to double the advantage as well very soon. Here's a Priyankara. Madhusanka for MORAGASMULLA. Good bit of work from MORAGASMULLA SC. This is what to expect from them.
Fantastic little one-touch move there, but now Hasta Priyankara has acres of space and he's managed to find some support. Raish Ahmed taking on his man very nearly. MORAGASMULLA SC now with the opportunity break, and they do, but just a bit too much on it once again.
Here's Raish Ahmed, and
offside once again.
launching his run a bit too soon, Ismail Abu Mere.
Like I was saying, Atif, very different team talk now on the cards for MORAGASMULLA SC. What would you be saying? And as they announced 3 minutes of added time, what would you be saying to your Chargers if you've seen what you've seen in what has been a rather uninspiring game apart from that goal, really?
Just play, just keep the ball with you and try and create chances as much as you can, and test the goalkeeper quite regularly. That would be my advice to these MORAGASMULLA players, because they have not been doing it quite regularly, and if they when they when they are going forward, they did look a bit promising, but they have not done it regularly. So doing it quite regularly in the second half would make a huge difference. And Ismail Abumere this time wins a corner.
Abumere has been the focal point of that attack, and he's got years of experience in the Sri Lankan leagues. Can he make it two?
A collision between the two MORAGASMULLA players.
As we roll in to the final minute and a half or so of added time, and Raisha Ahmed with a hopeful cross coming in. A bit of a confusion there in the middle, and now it's a second, and it's that man again. Abumere makes it two.
What a ball from Raisha Ahmed. Beautiful cross, I would say, from Raisha Ahmed. Ended up finding Ismail Abumere, and he does no mistake. Abumere finding the back of the net.
Just another look at that Raisha Ahmed with a fantastic ball, but utter confusion in the box on the part of the defenders. Abumere probably won't score an easier one than that. 6 yards out. He was never going to miss.
Here's Hasita Priyankar. Raisha Ahmed with a beautiful run into the box. Crosses it, and Riflan. Riflan Muhammad, not the man you want at the end of a cross inside the box. Not the tallest man going around. Riflan Muhammad.
And that's that for the half-time interval. Here at the Racecourse International Stadium, it's been one-way traffic, especially in the last 10 minutes, in what has been a cagey encounter overall. Despite all that, Super Sun with a 2-0 lead going into the half-time, Atif.
Very well deserved 2-goal advantage for Super Sun SC. They did look the side who are going to score all the goals. And MORAGASMULLA United, MORAGASMULLA SC rather, will have to do lots and lots of work in the second half coming up. And here's the half-time score confirmation. Super Sun 2 goals to MORAGASMULLA United. And we'll be heading into a short commercial break. Do stay tuned with us for second half's live action. Welcome back to the live action, and we are bringing you the live action in the second half, where Super Sun SC taking on MORAGASMULLA SC. Muhammad Kasim rather, and Madhusanka trying to find one of his numbers. Referee suggests otherwise, and Muhammad Riflan on your screen is in a bit of discomfort. Half, I must say, catching the ball clean and denying an open goal opportunity for MORAGASMULLA SC. Pakir Ali, the coach for Super Sun, is has been quite vocal throughout this encounter, and Madhusanka keeps the ball for Supersun. Kasim Mohammed and Tisara De Silva, and a bit of words exchanged between the two players, Tisara De Silva and the skipper of Supersun, Bingsu. A bit of fire and spice to start the second half. Interesting stuff will be coming up ahead as the game will be progressed in the second half. Good signs shown by MORAGASMULLA United in this opening exchanges. They have come up with a plan in the second half, and officials in charge of MORAGASMULLA United SC has stepped into the field with what happened just minutes ago, and as we speak, the skipper Kwebena Bongsu has been shown a yellow card for his harsh challenge on Tisara De Silva. The frustration shown from the MORAGASMULLA SC players, two tackles not going in their way in favor of them. Beautiful ball into the box, and Ahmed pouches it quite comfortably. Hassan rather. And yet again, Supersun SC conceding a free kick in their opponent's half. Not the best piece of tackling from the number 7, Raish Ahmed. Is the substitute Hati Muhammad for MORAGASMULLA SC with the dead ball duties. Yet again, Inamul Hassan with a comfortable grab. Here's Supersun SC switching defense into attack, and this time Raish Ahmed on the firing end. Quite a few physical exchanges in this opening couple of minutes in the second half. If you are a neutral fan, it's quite an interesting watch here at the Racecourse Stadium.
MORAGASMULLA SC really do have it all to go for. Supersun, a 2-goal lead, comfortable in front, and just enough time to add to the damage. It's really that stage of the game where both teams still have the incentive to go after it. Supersun will want to add to their 2-goal tally, and in the meantime MORAGASMULLA SC will feel that with 11 men on the pitch and a 2-goal cushion that they need to kind of get back to, in 40 minutes they'll still have the ability to do that. They've created some very clear-cut chances, and they've opened up Supersun well enough. So as the clock ticks on, It's really going to be an interesting watch as Super Sun now have to defend this long throw from MORAGASMULLA SC. Dangerous area. Ball comes in. Very, very nearly. And that's exactly what they can do. Here's a second opportunity and an open head almost. Cleared as it was heading towards the goal. MORAGASMULLA with a period of control. Super Sun now. Can they break? Yes, they do. What a pass that was. Here's an opportunity. A bit of a heavy touch and the keeper comes and smothers it. And caught in the process, and a yellow card for his troubles for Super Sun SC's very own Mohammad Riflan. But fantastic goalkeeping as well. It was that first touch from Riflan that took the ball just a bit too far in front of him and cost him that opportunity. But a defense splitting pass, turning defense into attack. And that exactly epitomizes where we stand in this game, where MORAGASMULLA is chasing it. But Super Sun can catch them on the counter as they pursue their first goal and potentially halving this cushion.
Definitely. MORAGASMULLA SC has been in the front foot since that second half whistle was blown, and here's that challenge from Mohammad Riflan. Can't call it as a challenge, but it was inevitable when the goalkeeper came out of his blocks. And a special mention should go to Hathi Muhammad, the substitute for MORAGASMULLA SC. Has been brilliant since his introduction in the second half. He has created quite a few chances for MORAGASMULLA SC going forward, alongside with his partner Muhammad Khatib. And here's Tisara De Silva. And MORAGASMULLA SC, this is really good football from their perspective. Very positive and very much showing good signs going forward too. And here's Muhammad Khatib.
Mohammad Riflan really should have put this game to bed, but instead they've left the door open for MORAGASMULLA to make a comeback. Cross coming in here. Not a very good cross, but MORAGASMULLA recycling possession and it goes out of bounds. But this game could have been buried a couple of minutes ago. And from a neutral's perspective, opened it up to be a fantastic watch over the next few minutes. There's definitely a goal in this, one more goal in this at least. And an unnecessary foul there on the part of MORAGASMULLA. Riflan taking a hit to the face, but referee just shedding out a warning. And here's another look at that one. Both players catching each other. Lazy again from the MORAGASMULLA midfield, giving it away.
And here's your substitute, Hatim Muhammad, securing the ball from MORAGASMULLA SC. Yet again a push from the back. Concedes a foul.
Nice touch there on behalf of his opposite number, but nothing doing. It's been one of those days in the middle of the park. Neither of the teams really able to put their foot down and really command the game. That's just that movement you saw between Dilan Madushankar and Kamara Jr. Like I said, none of these teams able to dominate the game so far.
Here's Madhusankar. Beautiful ball to find his man. Here's Tisara De Silva. Qasim Mohammed.
Let's not forget, for those of you at home who are just joining us, let's not forget why these teams are vying in this competition. It's for that all-important 2 places in the highest level of Sri Lanka's football pyramid. A lot of these players, particularly the younger ones, and here's an opportunity for MORAGASMULLA SC, but very well defended once again by Super Sun. Like I was saying, especially the younger lads and some of the old heads in these teams, they know what it's like to play at the highest level. Some of the younger players coming through the school system, for them, it's about experiencing and tasting high-level football for the first time, and that exactly is what is on offer for these teams. Nizam Pakir Ali just barking some orders from the touchline there. Kamara Jr. taking a hit. Here's an opportunity. MORAGASMULLA SC. Can they turn this one into a chance? But no. Very composed defending. Super Sun now with the opportunity to break. And that is exactly what they will do. But an absolute misjudgment there from Riflan, leading to a turnover of possession. And now an opportunity for MORAGASMULLA SC to hit back.
Nice diagonal pass from Thisara De Silva. Thisara De Silva amidst of things for MORAGASMULLA, and he does manage to draw a foul. Good bit of footwork from Thisara De Silva.
Substitution once again for MORAGASMULLA, for Super Sun SC rather, coming on is the number 29 shirt, Mohammad Imdad, in the middle of the park, and Nizam Pakir Ali seeing the need, by the looks of it, to really keep that middle of the park area ticking. Bit of a Hoik pass. Here's a fantastic opportunity for MORAGASMULLA SC. Doesn't collect it cleanly, and here's another opportunity. How did that stay out of the goal? We don't know. Ayanta Shavinda, we thought he was having it tough, but for the first time this game, Inamul Hassan at risk of conceding.
The second big shout for a penalty kick in this half. Inamul Hassan not dealing with that cross coming in.
What a touch there by the Super Sun attacker. Abu Mere, what a touch again, and he shoots. Still with him. And the second phase not quite working out like the first, but Abu Mere, moments of individual brilliance, cutting in, cutting out, and twisting and turning the defender. Unfortunately hits it straight at the keeper. And there you are. Nice little feint. Keeper doing absolutely nothing wrong. Maybe he should have given it away a little sooner, one touch sooner. But a close call once again, MORAGASMULLA, and that again, that counter attack as MORAGASMULLA pushes on at the other end of the pitch.
Proper strikers play from Ismail Abu Mere, holding up the ball, and Ayanta Shavinda doing brilliantly to avoid Abu Mere. And here's Hatim Mohammed with a super pass into the box, and yet another shout for a penalty.
Hopeful shout there more than anything else. I don't think there was much contact on that occasion, and in the defender's corner here, but MORAGASMULLA attacker Pubudu Sakulada almost going down while running towards the ball, and I think that's what the referee on that occasion saw, and I think it was the right call there by Chamal Karidmal not to give that penalty. And now an opportunity to break. MORAGASMULLA foils that attempt. Working the ball down this left flank. And a hopeful diagonal ball, not quite working out as intended. Don't forget goal difference also. Going to be a very important consideration towards the latter part of this tournament. It's a round robin first round. And that Super 8 round qualification might hinge on who has a better goal difference. So it's important that even if a team isn't necessarily on a winning path, that they reduce that little gap, a little trip there. But now Supersan with another opportunity to get the ball into the box. They've never been shy about it so far this game. MORAGASMULLA get it away. Supersan win it back. MORAGASMULLA win it back again. Fantastic hold up play, but Supersan again with the ball.
Supersan slowing things down, and here's Imtad, the substitute for Supersan.
Unnecessary giveaway and an unnecessary foul there by Imdad. He was on his bike and he wanted to see how far he can get. Tensions flaring, but very unnecessary. MORAGASMULLA's players, and particularly Pubudu Sakulada, he needs to put his energy in getting a goal back.
Sakulada, the goal scorer for MORAGASMULLA in week 1. Has been very quiet so far this evening, and here's Supersan with a brilliant opportunity, and not the best of passes from the right back for Supersan. And offside call from the linesman. A touch and go call from the assistant referee. Raish Ahmed giving away the position very cheaply yet again. Nisala De Silva. Ranga Mendes.
What we've seen consistently over the course of the last few games in particular is that as the game wears on, both teams do tend to see some fatigue and slowing down of the game. And if you are to be candid, these games aren't really very high-paced games in general either. So in that context, and here's a shot opportunity straight at the keeper. But like I was saying, Atif, I think there needs to be a great deal of emphasis on conditioning some of these players. If you are to raise the standards, I understand that putting in the yards and setting up the right structures on a professional level, but that needs to be supplemented. Conditioning so important, especially in global football. If you look at the second divisions, even regionally, I think the levels are very high. And here's an opportunity once again, but the keeper makes no mistake. And in that spirit, as I was saying, just another look at that chance and shot straight at the keeper. But I was saying it's so important that you get the conditioning right, and that is something that you can have a look at an individual club level. All the last few games you've had cramps and players going down early. Here's an opportunity now for MORAGASMULLA SC, but nothing doing. They've got the ball back. Nice little touch. Maybe an ounce too heavy. The referee brings it back. Bit of a soft one if ever. But like I said, conditioning so key, and that seems to be one of the biggest shortfalls a lot of these players seem to have. Always good to see young supporters turning out and watching some football here in the heart of Colombo. Don't forget, if you've not got any Saturday night plans, we've still got another late kickoff today. And a game that I think will be worth watching. If any of these games were to go by, we've had goals, we've had tackles. Fun-filled, action-packed second division football here from the Racecourse Stadium.
Definitely Serendi Bessi taking on Javelin later on today. And goals, there will be no short of goals, as Serendi Bessi, they did manage to score 6 goals in their previous outing against SLTB.
Serendi Bessi, of course, without their skipper who has been injured, will be missing from tonight's game. But regardless, some entertaining football. So if you are in the area and you've got no plans for Saturday night, swing by Racecourse Stadium. In the meantime, MORAGASMULLA SC trying to ensure they don't go home empty-handed today.
They have tested Hassan quite a few times in the second half, but have not managed to find the back of the net yet. The MORAGASMULLA SC attackers. Here's Hatim Mohammed. Throw in taken quickly. Sakulada beautifully retained from Madhusanka. Good work from Madhusanka. And here's Hatim Mohammed. Crosses it in. And doesn't find one of his men inside the box. Still possession with MORAGASMULLA SC. Rajapaksa. Beautiful through ball. And here's Ismail Abumere trying to square it for Imtad. with his quality we have seen so far this evening. Many of had you all expected Abu Mere to find the back of the net. Brilliant ball from Rajapaksa to find Ismail Abu Mere, and very unfortunate from Super Sun's point of view not to score in that occasion. Beautiful attack launched from MORAGASMULLA SC, and Inamul Hassan yet again with his safe pair of hands. Imtad with fresh legs. There's plenty of space for Super Sun, and Abu Mere with a give and go.
Imdad did everything right apart from get the ball over the keeper, but that no easy chance, especially given the imposing presence before the goal, and in particular never easy when it comes to hoiking the ball over the keeper, particularly someone with the profile of Ayanta Shavinda, who despite conceding 2 goals overall has been rather solid. And since coming on, Imdad has been a bit of a live wire. He's been finding those spaces between the lines, cutting in from that left flank, and he's been playing those 1-2s off with Abu Mere on more than one occasion, and it's really changed the approach in the attack for Super Sun SC and MORAGASMULLA. They've got enough problems to deal with already.
Definitely Imtad has made a change in Super Sun's approach going forward.
In the meantime, looks like there is a change now for MORAGASMULLA SC. Coming on is number 14 Tariq Nila, the defender, who's coming on for Pubudu Sakulada.
A very interesting change, being 2 goals down. MORAGASMULLA SC coach.
Absolutely, it's a defender for an attacker. Is it damage control on the part of MORAGASMULLA SC as we roll into the final 12 or 13 minutes? Maybe. But they've also got Iresh Utpala warming down here, the number 21 shirt. Another defender, so remains to be seen the thinking behind that. Yes, Iresh Utpala is coming on
to replacing Hansa Kalhar, another
midfielder. So that's 2 defensive substitutions. As a result, broadly speaking, you've got about 6 defenders on the pitch for MORAGASMULLA SC. That's 1 better than Ruben Amorim's Manchester United, who have 5. So wing backs it is.
Hatim Mohammed. Madhusanka.
Now an opportunity for MORAGASMULLA. They've got the ball in a dangerous area. Ball hoiked in. But that final delivery just not up to the mark. The quality of the delivery not great. And a speculative effort blocked again by Super Sun. Fantastic defending from the lads in yellow. Running into traffic, and that wave of attack is over. But can they still make something out of it? A hopeful shot from distance. Still with MORAGASMULLA, and the shot comes in, and hits his own teammate on that occasion.
It was Tariq Nilar, the substitute, with that hopeful effort.
And I think he was in an offside position, and the referee has blown for that now.
Yes, Tariq Nilar. Yet again dealt comfortably from the Super Sun centre half, Michael. Kamara Jr.
He's been immense in the middle of the park today. Kamara Jr. keeping things ticking.
Ranga Mendes with that high and hanging through ball, but Mohammad Shifan taking care of it pretty well. Ranga Mendes with a long throw in, and still Kamara Jr. finds Rais Ahmad. Ahmad
Acres offside there. I don't know what Rais Ahmad was thinking. But now, as we roll into the final 10 minutes, this is where the importance of in-game management and being professional in your performance really comes to play. These last 5-6 minutes especially can be very short for the team that tends to trail the game, but very long for the team that's in the lead. So how is Nizam Pakir Ali setting up in order to preserve this lead and ensure that the 3 points are taken home? Yeah, and a waste of a free kick there for Super Sun SC. MORAGASMULLA, one final push. They've still got time to take something away from this game. They'll be trying to do exactly that.
there's no much time for MORAGASMULLA SC to do much of a difference, but they're hoping to try and get that one consolation goal at least, which will be important going deep into this tournament.
Now Super Sun happy to take their time, as we can see. Coach Nizam Pakir Ali readying a substitution. The ball is hoiked in and caught comfortably on that occasion by the goalkeeper, Inamul Hassan. Imdad Real thorn in the side of the defense. Caught in the face there, Imdad. Ranga Mendis immediately signalling that Imdad may need some assistance. It remains to be seen how serious this injury is. Just catches his arm. And what we are hearing from the touchline is Rais Ahmed has run his race for the day for Super Sun and will be replaced by Harsha Mandira. Just another look at that foul, a blatant foul there. And dare I say, deserving of a booking as well, I think, Iresh Utpala for that.
Was very fortunate not to be yellow carded. Iresh Utpala.
Everyone seems okay enough to continue, so we roll into the last 5 minutes of this game. MORAGASMULLA now burst into life with a great play. Ball comes in and taken off the head of the attacker. Second phase of the play, not really going anywhere, but a bit of initiative shown by the men in white.
It was Tariq Nilar yet again since his arrival. He has taken couple of shots from range, but both of them going way wide of the target. And
absolutely, and as we predicted, Raish Ahmed, he has run his race and he is being replaced by Harsha Mandira for the rest of the game. So Mandira getting about 5 minutes to prove his worth. And here's an opportunity now. MORAGASMULLA shot comes in. And the defensive wall of yellow ensuring that the clean sheet remains intact. Beautiful pass coming in. One touch stuff. Very nearly, and Super Sun! An infringement spotted, so it remains 2-0, but that was beautiful to watch.
indeed, it was a brilliant play from Imdad and the co, and was very unfortunate to have been caught offside, the Super Sun.
Super Sun continue, and they've managed to win a foul. An unnecessary foul there, conceded by Iresh Utpala once again. Iresh Utpala, he needs to be careful, or he's on the verge of getting an unnecessary card that could play into this tournament's dynamics. Needs to calm down a little bit, and by the looks of how this game is going, it's already lost, so why take your chances and lose more?
Kwebena Binsu, rather, the skipper for Super Sun, under the dead ball to make Binsu went for goal, but the ball did not have legs to find the back of the net.
As we roll into the final dying moments of this game, Atif Supersun hasn't shown anything extraordinary, but they've shown that they are able to carry out a professional performance and get a result. They've not been at their very best today. Inspired by that all-important number 9 leading the mark, and that's really been the story for MORAGASMULLA today. Unable to get the basics right. Abu Mere leading the lads in yellow.
There's Super Sun. Kamara Jr. Is Rajapaksa, and slight miscommunication between the players, resulting in a goal kick for MORAGASMULLA SC.
Three and a half minutes of time left. As injury time has come upon us. Smart bit of footwork there down this left flank. Super nice Super Sun is trying to break, and that's what they want, to break the rhythm in the game, to break those plays, and looks like a little bit of a run out. Tisera De Silva set to come off, and Gunawardena set to come into the pitch. So a midfielder replacing a forward, another defensive move. Can't really blame Coach Mohammed on his decisions, because this game was lost a long time ago. And just as this game is about to end, looks like we'll have one more substitution for Super Sun. Mohammed Nusri. Set to come onto the pitch.
And with that, it will be the end of the skipper Binsu's day. And here are the two goals scored by the number 9, Ismail Abu Mere, which was enough for Super Sun to secure all 3 points. And we are just seconds away from full time. And, this will be most likely the last passage of play in this game.
And one final substitution in light of that injury. Super Sun. Looking at a double substitution, it's an interesting move on the part of the men in yellow in light of the fact that there's just moments left in this game. Shivanka Balgamage. He is coming on now for Kobena Bensu, the skipper who got injured earlier. And also looking like one more substitution on the cards. Yes, there is. Mohammad Nusri making his way onto the pitch as well. And that is formally the end of regulation time with added time here at the Racecourse International Stadium. Just one thing left to happen in this game to conclude the formalities, and that is the referee's long whistle. Super Sun trying to score one more before it, trying to add insult to injury. Ball comes in, and here's an opportunity now for Super Sun SC, and the ball wiggles past the goal for a goal kick. That should be it. But no, they've taken it short and they want to try and make something happen. A fantastic ball now down this left flank. I don't think there's enough time left for a second goal in this game. And that wouldn't matter because Super Sun SC have nicked it off the attackers. Just as we move forward in this attack, Samal Karidmal, the referee, having a look at his watch. Now an opportunity down this flank. Brought back for an offside. We've seen a few more passages than we thought we would.
With all the injuries and stoppages, there'll be 1 minute or so left in the referee's watch. Super Sun will be hoping to close things out with a clean sheet, and MORAGASMULLA SC with one last chance. A ball into the box with hope, and that's it. Super Sun SC with all 3 points in their bag thanks to Ismail Abumere's brace in the first half. A resurgent second half performance from MORAGASMULLA SC, but wasn't enough to tear apart Super Sun SC's defense line. And Super Sun SC, after a defeat in week 1, they bounce back with a comprehensive win here against MORAGASMULLA SC. And here's the full-time confirmation. Super Sun SC taking home all 3 points back to Berwell. It's 2-0 against MORAGASMULLA SC in this Group B clash. And Coach Pakir Ali will be more than happy with his troops with the performance. And here are some special passages of plays in the second half. There were big shouts for penalties, but referee said otherwise in both those occasions. Supersan SC weren't at their best rather in the second half. But still managed to keep the hold on to that clean sheet. Here's that chance for Mohammad Riflan. This was again great goalkeeping from Ayanta Shavind. Rajapaksha did manage to test the goalkeeper, but wasn't enough to put his name in the score sheet. MORAGASMULLA SC did create some chances, but their final output wasn't there, and as a result, Supersan SC will be going home with all 3 points in their bag. And that's that from the first game of this double header Super Saturday. Supersan SC winning against MORAGASMULLA SC, and we do have another game coming up at under the lights here at Racecourse International Stadium. Serendip SC taking on Java Lane SC at 8 p.m. And do stay tuned with the live action. We'll be back with you with the Serendip SC's game against Java Lane SC.